Before we get into this week's video, I want to announce that we are doing a giveaway on this channel this week. So I am going to be giving away my 9 Weeks to Emotional Healing course. So if you are interested in getting a free online course, you have access to this course for as long as you possibly need it. It has so much great information in it. I urge you to like, subscribe, and tag 2 people down below. I will be picking a winner on Sunday. And let's get into this week's video. I know that when you go through painful situations, especially when you go through some hardcore trauma, when you come out of those experiences, you might think you're healed, but really what you're doing is you're just kind of like going off into the world and you're really waiting for the next bad experience. And a lot of people don't realize that they are in a constant state of fight or flight. This is where they'll think that these new situations in life or experiences that they could possibly have are going to equal the same experiences that they once either encountered or saw themselves. Now, we all do this. We all have a snapshot of some kind of trauma that we either experienced or witnessed in our brain. Our brain is doing exactly what it should be doing. It's keeping you safe. But the problem is that it's not keeping you safe because it's based on a faulty wiring. The brain now has kind of like this negative lens filter that it goes through. It's looking at situations that look similar to that snapshot that you have in your mind as being dangerous, and situation isn't dangerous that you're actually in. If you were in real danger, you would go into fight or flight and you would know how to handle that situation. When a situation is not dangerous, your mind is still going to put you in a state of fight or flight because it thinks that that's dangerous. The problem with this filter is that it doesn't know the difference between a real threat and not a real threat, a made-up threat that the brain basically is telling you is real. So you are not consciously aware of this. You're just listening to this negative bias filter that is faulty and doesn't really work anymore. Well, it works, but it's not helping you in this situation because there actually is no real danger. So it's basically like having a bodyguard. If you had a bodyguard in front of you that was kind of leading the way throughout the day and it was constantly telling you, you're in danger if you do this, you're in danger if you do that, and you're looking around like, there's no danger here. What are you talking about? I'm just going to the store and there's no one even here right now. That's what this part of the brain, this negative filter, is actually doing. It is telling you that things are going to cause you pain that are really not going to cause you pain. The reason why we have this is because of the things that we've either gone through or that we witnessed that our brain is taking that snapshot on. So now what do we do about this? Like, okay, Steph, like this is just a part of me. I can't like not have this part of my brain that is trying to keep me safe. Well, the first thing is you kind of have to learn the difference between who's the bodyguard and who's the client. You are the client. You have this bodyguard in front of you, this part of your mind that is trying to keep you safe, but it is your responsibility to look at what that bodyguard is saying to you and examine whether or not it's actually real. Is this a real threat? Or is this something from my past? Is this something that you think might happen again because that's what we went through before? Or is this something that I really need to be concerned with in this moment? First off, that skill right there will help you with anxiety. It will help you with insecurity. It will help you with fear, because what you're now starting to practice doing is you're starting to be more consciously aware of the stories that your mind is telling you, and you're making a decision on whether or not you actually want to feed those stories. That's a very powerful place to be, because now you're in control of life. You're dictating how you feel and what directions you go in. You're not just allowing the filter, the bodyguard, or the fear, the insecurity to lead you throughout the day. You're starting to parent yourself. You're starting to take more initiative on whether or not something's real or made up. And when you do this early on, it creates, first off, you alleviate so many problems because you're not creating a problem that actually doesn't exist. And a big part of dealing with fear and insecurity and anxiety, which we all have those 3 things, is learning the process of stopping the fear, stopping that story before it leads into something that it doesn't need to lead into. In terms of waiting for the other shoe to drop, in terms of a relationship, here's the thing that you have to really understand is, and I'm gonna get comfortable right now when I say this, you are scared, you are terrified, you have been through some serious stuff in your life. You have been through disappointment, you've been through heartache, and believe me when I tell you, like, that stuff's not easy to go through. So my heart goes out to anyone that's going through it. I've been there, and I know what it's like to be disappointed, not just by one person, but probably by multiple people. So now it's like, all right, you don't want me to be fearful of getting into another relationship or trusting people, but like, Steph, like, I don't have one experience or one situation that I was either in or that I saw. I have like a stack. I have a stack of people over here that have just like never shown up, disappointed me, the list goes on and on. And I get it. I get it. You get my validation, you get my empathy, you get my compassion, you get all of it. But here's the thing. Who you were at those times is not who you are right now, because one person either did you wrong, betrayed, lied, was not capable of being who you wanted them to be when you needed them to be something. That is not happening right now. So this is where we kind of have to look at like, okay, I'm going to learn lessons from those experiences, but I'm not going to take the bad things from that experience and make me have like a jaded view of my future and other people. Most likely what you needed that person to do early on or in those previous experiences, you don't need them to do that anymore. Yes, it would be great to have everyone be like a nice person and be loyal and not betray us and all those kind of things, but people do. It's a part of life, but you don't need that relationship in order to feel good inside. You don't need them to apologize. You don't need them to own it. So when you stop living as if you need things now from people. Now, that doesn't mean you just walk around the world or the earth and just say, okay, I don't need anyone. I'm just Mother Teresa and I'm just like gonna give love. And no, you can have boundaries, you can have standards, you can learn how to communicate those things with people. You can have higher standards for relationships going forward than you probably did previously, which probably led to a lot of those problems that you had in relationships. That doesn't mean that it was your fault. Well, Steph, if I would have known better, then yeah, I would have had like a better relationship in my life. Well, yeah, but couldn't we all say that? Aren't we all just learning how to be better and healthier and have higher standards? Yeah, that's what we're all doing here on this experience. So when you know better, you do better. So that's one part. The other part is understanding that people are wounded and that people are going to disappoint you and that they are going to betray you and that they're not going to be nice to you. And that even though that hurts your heart, because you are a human being, you are going to feel, and that is going to hurt on some levels, that you can also overcome that hurt because you're not taking it personally what that person did to you. You're understanding that that person hurting me was giving me an opportunity to find better, to learn about maybe having higher standards that I didn't have before, learning how to forgive, learning how to let go. Like, there is a reason for why things are happening. And even if you're just in a season of like, no, Steph, I do not believe that there's a reason why this had to happen to me. I totally understand, but you don't go through hard times in life and not get something from it. The only people that don't get something beautiful from a really crappy experience are the people that just stay completely sad, completely bitter, completely unhappy for the rest of their life. And that on some level that is a choice that you decide to do. That is a way that you're looking at it, that you are choosing to have every single day that's keeping that going. The practice now becomes understanding, reaffirming, soothing, validating that you are your own best friend, that you are equipped to handle any experience, and that no matter what happens to you, you will be okay. When you really trust yourself in that way, like you trust yourself that no matter what happens, I will be okay, because that is the truth. You are the only person that has been with you for your entire life, and you will be the only consistent thing you will ever have in your life. So as much as people will come into our lives or go through situations, you are the consistency. So it is your responsibility to start learning how to rely more on yourself than you previously had, which means, doesn't mean that you're not going to be hurt, you're not going to be disappointed, you're not going to feel. But when I do feel anything uncomfortable, what do I do about it? If you don't know what to do about it, then you're going to be dependent on someone giving you something or doing something for you to be okay. When you have that level of confidence, of self-love, of self-care, when you learn how to be healthy mentally and emotionally in those ways, like you do overcome things quicker, but it doesn't mean you're just going to go from 0 to 60 and okay, I'm over it, I don't have any fear ever again. It's not about getting over things or healing and like not feeling anything ever again. That's not what any of this is about. It's just about learning how to actually be a healthy human being. Thanks guys so much for watching this week's video. Please take care of yourself during this holiday season. Be good to you and really start practicing this stuff. If you want to take advantage of the 50% off we are doing right now on all of our courses, please check out all the links down below along with codes. And if you are interested in the giveaway, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tag 2 people down below on this video. Enjoy, guys.